Climactic Ingenious Supplies.
What's up, Spikes? We are back today with some exciting Magic gameplay, but before we get into that, I would like to thank our sponsors, Climactic Ingenious Supplies. They provide us with all our cool playmats, our sleeves, and their brand new Squire Plus deck boxes, which are pretty nifty. So if you are wanting to get Climactic products, head to your local game store, check them out. If they don't have it, say, get Climactic, please and thank you. Be assertive, but kind. That's how you get stuff done. So for today's game, we are going to go to the universes beyond Magic's capabilities. And we're playing theme decks from the universe beyond, Secret Lairs, and all this other fun stuff, Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, all that exciting things. So today I am playing Sauron, the Dark Lord, and the Lord of the Rings. It is a Grixis Reanimator deck, and playing this bad boy who's impossible to get rid of. If you read the card, he's there forever. Unfortunately, because I am the Dark Lord, I didn't win the die roll, but I will pass it to the person who did.
It's me, the editor. Why am I here? I don't know, but I do have a Mothman deck, and they wanted to showcase it on the channel, so I'll be playing the Wise Mothman. This is probably one of the cooler decks I've got to edit on the channel, like they came out of the pre-cons. It's going to be putting radiation counters, kind of going wide. I'm kind of going for this like bad guy motif, so I put a bunch of infect cards in the deck. So, what are you doing, Alex?
Well, speaking of bad guy motif, hi everybody. My name's Alex. I'm on a Doctor Who deck helmed by Davros, the Dalek creator. My understanding is that's a really, really bad guy. So I'm going to be trying to deal 3 or more damage to my opponents so I can make them face a villainous choice where they either have to have me draw a card or they have to discard a card themselves. And hopefully by doing that, I can kill all of my friends.
I sure hope not. I'm Madison. I'm playing Magus Lucea Kane today. I actually don't even know what this is from, but it's a teamer deck. And we're playing Tyranids.
Warhammer.
I remember what it's from.
What's it from, Madison?
So we're playing some Tyranids, and we have counters, and we're also going to go wide. We're from Warhammer. Woo!
Well, folks,
Thank you. We got there.
That's everything we needed to talk about aside from cracking into our Squire Pluses.
All right, I'm the editor. I get to go first. That's how it works around here.
Give him one Adobe license, and he's just like,
Well,
I'm
otherwise
gonna
he'll just
You have no
edit.
idea. You have no idea how much I'm milking this. I'm going to start the game off with a command tower. I'll pass that.
Oh, that's a nice command
Nice
tower.
one.
Speaking of super good looking, this is a Scalding Tarn that we're going to crack right away. We'll find a Thundering Falls, put it into play tap. When it enters the battlefield, I'll surveil one.
You're just a modern gamer, eh,
I
Alex?
sure am. We're going to leave that one on top.
All right, draw a card. I'm going to play an island and pass the turn. Get ready for my counter spells, boys.
All right. I'm going to draw this card. I'm going to play a tapped Steam Vents.
Ooh.
Pass the turn. I'm like Alex, but less stuff.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
Less
slow
steps.
game here.
Yeah.
You didn't even get to surveil.
So I drew for the turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to play an island, and I'm going to cast a Nature's Lore.
Oh.
I want to be like Power Gamer Alex here. I'm going to get an Underground Mortuary.
Hey.
Do a little surveil action. I'm going to put Infesting Radroach into the graveyard. I'll pass the turn to you.
I'm going to play this Luxury Suite. It doesn't let me surveil at all, but it does let me cast Clockwork Droid. I may exert it as it attacks. When I do, it can't be blocked, and I get to scry one on a 3/1 body.
Oh, God.
Seems pretty
It's a 3/1.
good.
Pass the turn.
Draw a card. I'm going to play a forest. And I'm going to cast 3 visits. Off my 3 visits, I'm going to get this forest, which comes in untapped.
Oh,
Which is in the bin.
that's like so good.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right, well, on tap. Draw this card. It's an island. It's not as nice as your island.
Weird flex, Jen.
It is a weird flex, but I'll play an Is It Signet,
Yep,
which
yep,
is
yep,
not as nice as your island, but we'll pass from there.
All right, so on tap, I get a draw. I'm going to play this Flooded Grow. It looks much worse than these Surge Foils. But it's
rad
time.
roll?
Yeah, it's time to bring out the Wise Mothman. So I'll pay for, bring this guy out. 3/3 flyer. When he comes into play or attacks, everybody gets a radiation counter. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled this way, up to X target creatures get a +1/+1 counter on them. So if you mill 10 cards you can give up to 10 creatures a 1/1 counter. You can't just put 10 counters on Mothman. So to make things easier, because this card's like kind of obnoxious to play with, to be honest, I'm going to keep track of radiation for everybody. So I got 1 radiation here. So this is going to be Maddie. This is going to be Jan. This is going to be Alex, and then myself. So I'll pass for the turn.
All right, I'll untap, and then in my upkeep, what do I do?
It's in your main phase.
Oh, in my main
After-
phase.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
you get to
So I
your
draw
card.
first.
That's right.
Now what do I do?
So you get to mill 1 card from the top of your deck.
I milled this 1 card, which is a swamp.
Swamp. Okay, so you keep your rad. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
You stay rad.
Well, with that
Dang.
shirt he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Available at. Play Dragon Skull Summit as our land for turn. It enters untapped because I control a mountain. And then we're going to pay 1/2 for Lightning Greaves.
That's like the best card in Commander.
I'm going to attach Lightning Greaves to
sure
Clockwork Droid.
are.
Yep.
Clockwork Droid's going to punch Jen.
Whoa. Are you going to exert it?
No. And we'll pass the turn.
All right, untap. Draw a card.
Madison, you're also rad, unfortunately.
Oh, yes.
How rad are you? Oh, you don't stay rad anymore. Okay, so Madison's going to lose a rad counter. Mothman's going to trigger once. And what's going to happen is he gets a 1/1 counter this way.
And Madison loses a life.
I also
It
have...
was 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
39.
Also, true to fashion, cockroaches never actually go extinct, even when the nukes are dropped. So infesting roach is going to go from the graveyard to my hand.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, I'm going to play Mountain. And I'm going to cast Shadow in the Warp for 3.
Oh, that's
So
really
the
good.
first creature spell I cast each turn costs 2 less. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, it deals 2 to that player.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
it's a good card.
Pass.
That's a really good card.
Okay.
Yes.
1 on tap. Card.
Jan, you're also rad.
Yes, I am rad.
So mill 1.
A Archon of Cruelty.
I think the Mothman might be working for Sauron. So you lose 1.
I will lose 1.
So I got you at 36. I get a Mothman counter.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll play this mountain for turn. I'm going to tap 3, and I'm going to cast the File of Galadriel.
Trigger Shadow in the Warp.
Yeah, I'll take 2. 34. So if I would draw a card while I have no cards in hand, I draw 2 cards instead. And if I would gain life while I have 5 or less life, I gain twice as much life. And then I can tap it for any color.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then I'm going to tap it for a red, and I'm going to cast Faithless Looting. I'm going to discard an Ancient Brass Dragon and Gyruda, Doom of Depths.
Nothing going on here.
see.
Nothing
I see.
going on.
But
Pass
you
the
go
turn.
on.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so Jan's done.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm done.
on tap. What do I got here? I got an upkeep. I'm going to draw. I'm also rad, so I will mill myself. It's a Zagoth Triumph. So that goes to the graveyard. I do keep my rad as a result. So for my turn, I'm going to play my other filter land. Jan, you're kind of getting bullied here, but I feel like you're just going to reanimate into oblivion. Okay, so I'm going to attack you
Okay.
for 5 Mothman. Everyone's going to get a
29.
radiation. I will represent that. Post-combat main phase. Let's tap for 5. Inexorable Tide. So whenever I cast a spell, proliferate.
Oh, that's your first non-creature spell. Take 2.
You know, Maddie, attack me next. Okay.
All right, I'm going to untap for my turn and draw my card. Oh boy, just what I wanted. Then I'm going to mill 2, right?
That's right. So what do you got?
Mill 1 is Shipwreck Marsh. Mill 2 is the Valeyard, which is a Time Lord noble.
So you're going to lose 1 life, and you're going to end 1 of your rads. Slightly less cool, Alex.
That's all right.
3 counters on the Wise Mothman.
Oh my gosh.
Kill that thing.
I'm going to play Haunted Ridge as my land for turn. It does not enter tap because I control 2 or more other lands. Then I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, and 4. For Davros, Dalek Creator. It's got Menace, and at the beginning of my end step, create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with Menace if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn. Then each opponent who lost 3 or more life this turn faces a villainous choice. Either I draw a card or they discard a card. I'd like to activate Lightning Greaves and put it on Davros.
Seems
Are
good.
Daleks and bugs like mortal enemies?
They do tend like to exterminate. So
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and move to combat. Davros is going to attack Phil, and Clockwork Droid is going to attack Madison. 3 apiece.
Nothing. Yeah. So.
Then I'm going to move my end step. In my end step, I did hit someone or someones for Dalek damage, so I get a Dalek. But I had 2 players who took 3 or more damage. So, Madison, would you like for me to draw a card or for you to discard a card?
I will give you a card.
Thank you. Phil.
The roaches always
Yeah, I was
come
like,
back.
Phil's got the roach.
What a non-mole.
You're going to have to exterminate these a lot, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right,
Best turn.
untap. Draw a card.
Madison, you're cool.
I am cool.
So
I'm only
cool.
one cool, though.
Yeah.
It's a breeding pool.
All
cool.
right. Still cool.
Whew. Play a forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Magus Lucea Kane. It's only going to cost me 3 because of this card that I have in play.
That's pretty cool.
Boop, boop. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I put a counter on target creature. And then it can tap to add 2 colorless. When I next cast a spell with X in its mana cost or activate an ability with X in its activation cost this turn, copy that spell or ability. I can choose new targets for the copy. So I guess I do still get a counter.
Hey, look at that.
Very good.
We're doing stuff.
That is the end of my turn.
All right, let's untap. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm doing none of it.
Wow, you're the Dark Lord.
Don't
You've done enough.
like it.
Jan.
Well, I'll play this mountain for turn. Ancient Copper Dragon.
I'm just trying to help you out, brother.
absolutely.
You know, so you're going to take
2
one.
Copper Dragons.
Yeah. I get my Rad Roach back. This guy.
Exterminate harder.
I'm going to add a black.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Sauron,
Hey.
Dark Lord. So it is a 7/6 Avatar Horror with Ward, sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, amass 1 Orcs 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards.
There's a lot of villains here, eh?
Pretty sure they're all bad guys. There's no...
Well,
and I will pass the turn.
All right, so going to my untap here. I don't have anything in my untap. I'll draw for the turn. I am also a neat guy, so I will mill myself, and I get 2 lands, so I get to keep both of my rad counters. I'm going to... Okay, so this is actually like the most broken card in the deck, but I'm going to play this Mesmeric Orb. So a couple things are going to happen here.
Trickle Shadow in the warp. Shadow in the warp.
One of those things is that I'm going to take 2.
33.
All right, I have an inexorable tide. So
I have a Dark Lord trick.
Oh, Chan, I'm going to be making you a big army. So I'm going to proliferate.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to proliferate everyone. I'm going to proliferate you, myself, and the Mothman counter. So you're going to get 2 rads. Madison, you're too cool. Jan, not cool at all, actually. Mothman gets 1.
Yep.
Next.
I've moved from my cool phase to my dark, edgy phase.
Yeah, I see that. Second, beloved Fallout character, Hancock. Ghoulish Mayor.
Trigger.
Yeah, you got it. So Hancock, each other creature I control that's a zombie or mutant gets +X, where X is the number of counters on Hancock. You can kind of see where this is going to start to go.
Yep.
Also has Undying. So currently nothing. He's actually not doing anything right this second, but will be in the future. So moths are the natural enemy of exterminators. So I'm going to attack Alex here.
That does seem
8.
sensible.
So it's going to be 8, and everyone's going to get a rad counter, which I'll keep track of.
So I'm going to untap and then Mesmeric Orb trigger.
That's right.
All right, so we got 6.
That's right.
We got Doomsday Confluence, Talisman of Indulgence, Cyberman Matrol, Dalek Squadron, Bloodstained Mire, Blood Crypt.
Okay, so the way that Mesmeric Orb and Mothman interact is there's actually 4 instances of 1 here. Because he only cares about non-lands. So I'm going to put 4 1/1 counters on my Hancock.
Okay. Do I lose life too?
No, you don't.
Then
Not
that's
from
it.
Mesmeric. This is just a Mesmeric
So
Orb.
now I draw for turn,
That's right.
and then I get rad counters.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so I draw this card. Hooray!
And then you get to mill 3.
All right, we mill Malakir Rebirth, Swamp, and Command Tower.
So you're going to lose 1 rad, and I get 1 trigger. And I'll put that counter on Hancock.
Well, that was both fun and enthusiastic for me, let me tell you. We'll play this island as our land for turn. We'll pay 1/2 for Enthusiastic Mechanaut. Flying and artifact spells I cast cost 1 less to cast.
You get a Sauron trigger, I think, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Spell.
So
Well, I hope you're ready for that again.
this army's going to get real big real fast.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to tap 1, 2, 3. And as part of casting this spell, I'll also tap this Dalek for Exterminate.
Sure. Trigger Take 2.
Take 2.
What are you targeting?
Well, I don't know, Phil. What do you think I should target? You know,
Tyranids are technically also bugs.
this 2/2 lady.
All right.
So
Let's cut this bit. I'll take 3.
we'll hit you. We'll hit Mothman, and we'll also hit the Orc army. So Jan will also lose 3.
Sure.
All right, and then we will send Davros, Dalek creator, at Madison for 3.
Take 3.
Take 3. So I hit at least one opponent for 3. So there's a Dalek, and then all 3 opponents lost 3 or more life. So Madison, would you like me to draw a card or discard a card yourself?
You can draw a card.
Thank you. Jan Regard.
I'm going to discard this land.
Sounds good.
The roaches. It's always the roaches.
The roaches! All right, that's it. That's all. Pass the turn.
All right. So I'm going to untap 3 cards.
So you got
And I'm
3
going to mill
mesmeric
3
orc
off
drops.
Mesmeric
That's right.
Orb. So I have an island, Rejuvenating Springs, and the Ozolith.
Oh. I have a feeling
All right.
Ozolith's
I will
combo.
draw a card for the turn.
And then 3 red.
then
Which is
you're
a
3
super cool card, and I am 3 cool. So, Stomping Ground, Karn's Bastion, Farseek.
Okay, so you're going to lose 1 cool.
All right, so I'm going to tap my commander to add 2 waste,
Oh,
or 2 colorless.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Goldvein Hydra
I'm going to make an orc.
for, so X equals 6.
even more?
7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to have a copy of Goldvein Hydra. They're both going to come in with 8 counters on it,
Wow.
which is pretty cool.
I'm
And
no
when it
longer
dies,
the problem.
I will create a number of tapped treasures equal to its power.
Yes.
Don't look over here, Madison.
It's too late, Philip. Attack. We're 16.
They're 8s. I have a 7. Okay, yeah, I'll remember this.
Good. Go to 14.
I'll edit you out of videos. 14.
I am just a blur until the end of time now.
Believe that.
That's all I do. Pass the turn.
Well, I'm going to untap, and I'm going to mill 6. Thank you, Phil.
Ugh. No problem, buddy.
Massacre Worm, Nezahal,
There's some big creatures.
Talisman of Dominance, Animate Dead, ooh.
Oh, see.
Ancient Silver Dragon,
We did
I have all
it.
3,
Yeah,
all
he's
3. And Virtue of Persistence.
It's okay.
Then I'm going to draw for the turn.
Radiation.
Now I'm going to Radiation. So,
All right.
my blacks.
There's the
Stay
land.
cool, brother.
Liz Island. Well, I'm going to flash back this Faithless Looting from forever in my graveyard ago.
Cool. And I actually forgot. I was supposed to put a counter on something at my combat. So I will just put it on this.
That makes it pretty smooth.
Yes.
I'll take 2 off of... I'll discard Karavak the Merciless and High Market. I'll just actually pass the turn.
All right, so I'll untap. I have an upkeep. I untapped 5 things, so that's 5 cards that are going to go to the graveyard. Tommy Whispered Hopes, Tireless Tracker, Morphic Pool, Farseek, and Screeching Scorch Beast.
Screeching Scorch Beast is a mouthful. Holy buckets.
So I'll draw for the turn, remember my own trigger, and then I'm literally the coolest person at the table.
Yeah.
So, Potato Farmer, Raw, Deadly Raw. Oh, I need like all of these cards. What can you do?
All right, that's all of them.
You know, okay, so I'm gonna lose. I'm no longer
10.
cool. We'll go to 10. I lost 4 rads. I don't actually have that much here. I didn't draw my 6th land, so I can't play. I can't replay Mothman, which stinks because I really need him to be massive. But I'm gonna take 2.
Oh.
To play Vraska Betrayal Sting for its Phyrexian or its completed cost.
So, trigger.
Trigger. Yeah, so you get the orc. I'm gonna
that's
take
what the
another
8.
2, so I'm gonna go to 6.
You cast a spell, so it's proliferate time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing that as well. Yep. So this is going to go to Hancock is Big Lad. Jan, you relax over there, okay? Everyone's gonna get 1 cooler except me because I'm
You're
no
not
longer cool. So this happens. So Vraska's gonna come into play with 4 loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn one of those Goldvein Hydras into a treasure.
Oh.
That's all I got.
So wait, it turns into a treasure?
Yeah.
That's right. So it's
That's
it's
pretty
now
good.
a treasure. You can do whatever
It's a
you want.
treasure with 8 + 1
With
+
8
It
1.
counters
loses
on
all
it?
abilities. But
So if you had something for
Like March of the Machine?
yeah, that
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
sure.
All right.
Alex, I'm done after that. Pass the
Okay.
turn.
Okay.
Worried for my life.
Okay. why be worried for your life?
Well, I'm coming for your life now.
I'm only going to kill you, Phil.
Wow, you're going to kill Phil?
Of course I'm going to kill Phil. He's making me mill 7 this turn.
That's a lot.
And then 3 more.
That is a lot.
True. This is all.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
all.
Strionic Resonator, Research Thief, Relic of Sauron, Cult of Skaro, Squibithith Lord, Loyal Subordinate, and of course, Arcane Signet.
Just decimated his deck.
You still get to draw a card.
I'm going to draw a card.
Okay, well, and then mill 3.
Well, thank you, Tom. And we'll mill Steel Overseer, Master of Ethereum, and Reliquary Tower.
That's a shock.
It really is. I'm going to play Morphic Pool while I'll still have 3 opponents.
Are you hinting at something?
I don't know. Phil,
Exterminator.
should I be hinting at something? I don't know. But I am going to just very directly say out loud with all 6 of my mana.
Exterminate.
Their name is Death. Destroy all non-artifact creatures, please.
No! My Hydra!
We got a couple of triggers. I think I
And
take
this
2
is
damage.
not an artifact, so.
Your Orc Army is irrelevant because it dies. So that's good.
Hancock
so
does
you'll
not
take 2.
undie because he already
So you
has
go
a
to
1/1
23
counter on him.
now. This is going to die, and I will get 8 more
Not
treasures.
Yeah, but not that kind of treasure. A different kind.
Yeah,
Of
a different
Tapped
treasure.
treasures.
I am out of treasure tokens here.
This is not.
Universes
Okay,
beyond.
so I have 8 treasures, and then a treasure with 8 counters.
Are these tapped?
Tapped.
Oh, sorry, they're tapped.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So that destroyed all the creatures. They can't be anything because they're dead. So that was all my mana. So now I got to do punchies. In punchies, Phil, what are you at?
6.
Was that like a screen door opening? Like, we're gonna send Xaxes at Phil.
Oh, goodbye. Phil.
3 at Maddie and 3 at Jan.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Phil.
23.
You know-
and Phil goes to dead stat.
You don't have to exterminate moths. But Mesmeric Orb has been gone.
That is the most
These are still
horrible.
around
Yes.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Radiation persists.
Yeah, those are on us.
Counters on us.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's flavorful.
Thank you for tracking it in your death. Okay, now I'm going to move to my end step. In my end step, I definitely hit 1 person for 3, so I get a Dalek. And then I hit 3 of my opponents for more than 3, but unfortunately Phil's no longer in the game because he can't make a villainous choice. So Madison, villainous choice. Me draw or you discard?
I will choose to discard this Kiora's follower.
Okay.
Cards in hand?
I have 4 cards in hand.
I'll discard this Nahiri's Wrath.
Hey, that seems good. And then that's it. That's all. Pass the turn.
All right, untap. And now none of us can ever be cool ever again.
Well, you can still be
you
cool
can
up to
Still
3.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
are we still cool?
Yeah, well, you get to draw that card.
Oh, all right.
But
Well, I will draw.
I was the one really enabling the group, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so I'm
no
still
worry.
cool for 3.
Yeah.
Tyrant Guard, Elementalist, Palette, and
You're
Hydra.
not
Well, now it's on
Now
you,
you're
so
not
you take
cool.
3.
No longer cool at all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is sack 3 treasures to cast an Unbound Flourishing. So whenever I cast a permanent spell with mana cost that contains X, double the value of X. Whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell or activate an ability, if that spell's mana cost or that ability's activation cost contains X, I get to copy it.
That seems really good.
Yeah.
She'd like Comet Storm.
And then I'm going to sack 2 more of these, 3 more of these
3 more.
to cast Branching Evolution.
Those
So
are
if
really...
1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on something, I get twice as many. Yes, I will move them over here so we can all see them better on camera. Perfect. All right, and then I'm going to cast my first creature of the turn. It is Ingenious Prodigy. So there's 1 blue, and then I'm going to sack these as well. So 2, 4, 6, 8.
You don't want to sack your treasure with 8 1/1 counters on it?
No, just
That
in
one's too
case. Just in
valuable.
case.
in case.
So wait. So now it doubles to 16
So I would have 8. So now it's going to be 16.
because
Right,
of
'cause
Unbound
I-
Flourishing.
Yeah. Unbound Flourishing doubles it.
So you double the value of X, so that's 16.
Yeah.
16.
you
And then
double
if
the
that
counters.
means 1 or more counters would be put on a creature, you put twice as many. So I'm going to put 32. So we could also just make a 3 and a 2 if we wanted. You want to
Nope.
do that?
Nope, you don't even
More than
see
that. We could just do this.
I mean, I'm not your real mom, Maddie. You can do what you want, but I think that looks cool.
You like that better?
So what's the rest of the text on that say?
At the beginning of my upkeep, if it has 1 or more counters on it, I can remove a counter and draw a card.
You can draw 32 cards.
So many. Well, you can only do it once, right? And then also, this has Skulk, so it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power.
I'll
Do you
keep
think
that.
there's anything with greater power than this?
I mean, maybe God and anime, but I don't know about that even.
All right, I don't have haste, unfortunately, so I will pass.
Gee, buddy.
Cool. I'm going to untap and not mill these 3. When I draw this card, then I'm going
And
to
then
mill
you're
2.
cool for 2.
Rakdos Signet. And too greedily, too deep.
All right. So you go
Same.
to 18.
That is unfortunate. I kinda
Alex
wanted
is the
that
only
card.
cool guy left at the table.
Don't worry, I'm sure.
I
that's
literally
gonna
have the
wear
receipts.
Got you. 18.
Your shirt gives you protection from being uncool.
off. I wish.
Okay, Sulphur Springs. Well, let's recast good old Sauron.
Good old.
Dork Lord. He's old. He's older than anyone else in this game.
Sour Dark Lord.
You call me old, Jen?
I'm saying he's older than you.
Oh, like that. Okay, we're gonna untap.
Last chance to be cool, Alex.
This is
Oh, I'm excited to be cool. One last time. We're gonna draw a card. I might have ruined my chance to be cool. Hiya! Oh, I'm still cool.
still cool, buddy.
Very good.
Coolest there ever was.
You got some exterminating to do here, right?
I think it might happen. We're gonna play a swamp as our land for turn and tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For my favorite, your favorite, everyone's favorite, Wound Reflection.
Oh, you can take 2.
Oh! So really, Phil, my question here is, who am I more afraid of? Madison with her gigantic creature, or...
He's only one creature.
Exactly, which makes it easy to go through on Madison. Or am I afraid of Jan?
You know, this thing does one-shot you.
Yeah.
But you can block for so many turns.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to declare attacks. Clockwork Droid is going to attack Jan, exerting itself so it can't be blocked, scrying 1. And everything else is going to attack Madison.
I'm innocent.
What does Wound Reflection do again?
Wound Reflection doubles the amount of life lost at the
cool.
end of turn.
All right.
so
So I can't block any of them because they all have menace.
yes, and so
I
they're
have
going to be
only
dealing
one.
14 damage to you, 15, and I'm going to scry 1 before I forget and look like a dummy. I'm going to leave that on top. Then I'm going to move to my end step. In my end step, Davros is going to happen after Wound Reflection happens. So Wound Reflection is going to trigger Maddie take 14.
But I don't want to.
Unfortunate. And then Jan take 3, I believe it was.
Yep.
So I got you at 12. Davros did in fact do the thing. I get 1 Dalek. And then Jan, please make a villainous choice.
Discard this Shieldred.
Okie dokie. I think that's all I got. Jan, kill me this turn.
I'm gonna untap. And I'm gonna draw. All right, I'm gonna tap 4. And I'm gonna cast Widespread Brutality.
Sure, what's it do?
I'm going to amass 2, then the army I amassed deals damage equal to its power to each non-army creature. And because the Orc army is an army, I will add 2 counters and deal 3 to each non-army.
That's a lot of damage.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll attack Alex for 10.
Okay.
Trigger Orc army dealt combat damage.
Yeah.
The ring tempts me.
Yeah.
I will make Sauron the ring bearer.
That seems flavorful.
Whenever the ring tempts me, I discard my hand and draw 4 cards. 4 cards. So because of the Fall of Gadriel, because they're best buddies, I'm gonna draw 5 cards.
Pass turn. Okie dokie. We're gonna untap. Upkeep. I'm still cool.
Still
Yep,
cool.
Still cool.
Gonna draw for turn.
Yeah.
Am I still cool? Oh, I'm not still cool. Thopter Spy Network gone.
Yo, they solved the radiation, guys. Chernobyl's over. You can totally
We
go
did
there
it.
now.
We go outside.
Yeah,
On
no-
that claw.
No problems whatsoever. We're going to play an island as our land for turn. Pay 1/2 to cast Baleful Strix. Flying Death Touch enters the battlefield. Draw a card.
I also get a Orc army.
Yeah, you do. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for Ensnared by the Mara. Each opponent faces a villainous choice. You can either exile cards from the top of your deck until you exile a non-land card. Then I get to cast that card without paying its mana cost. Or you can exile the top 4 cards of your library and it'll deal damage equal to the totem animal value of those cards exiled by that player. You either browbeat the top 4
Okay.
to the face, or you exile until you hit something I get to cast.
Okay. I think I gotta go that way because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die if I do the other one.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
until a non-land?
Yeah, until a non-land.
Entomb.
Entomb, I may put that card into my library. Yep, we'll cast that. I'll be back in just a moment, folks. Off of Jan's Entomb, I'm going to put Croxa, Titan of Dex Hunger, into my graveyard, resolving Ensnared by the Mara.
Oh, and I get another trigger.
You sure do.
Actually, the Ensnared by the Mara and the Entomb.
You sure do. Then, I'm going to attack Jan with Davros for 3.
For 3. I have no blocks.
Sounds good. Take 3.
Okay.
Then, we're going to move to my end step. Wound Reflection trigger.
I'll go to 6.
Davros trigger. Make a Dalek. And a villainous choice. Jan, would you like to discard a card or let me draw?
Let's discard the Shivan Reef.
That seems smart. All right, Jan, go for it.
All right, on tap. Draw this card. Play Swamp for the turn. So I'd like to start my turn by casting a fabulous little spell known as Ever After.
Yeah, what's it do?
Reanimates 2 target creatures from my graveyard. They're black zombies in addition to their other types, and I put Ever After at the bottom of my library.
That seems really good.
It is. So we'll start with that
they're
part.
married,
That's the
get
easy
it?
part. They're married.
So which 2 dragons are you going to put back onto the battlefield?
It's not quite going to be 2 dragons. It will be an Archon of Cruelty
Yeah.
and a Massacre Worm.
Yeah! All right.
So Massacre Worm will ETB, trigger. Each creature my opponent's control will get -2/-2 till end of turn.
Sounds good. So that's going to kill Baleful Strix.
Okay. And then whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, that player loses 2 life.
This is an unholy union.
Then Archon of Cruelty, when it enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, loses 3 life. I draw a card and gain 3 life.
With that spell on the stack, I can see.
That was fun.
You know, I really thought we formed the fellowship to take out Sauron. You know, he didn't even come out of the gates.
No,
Yeah.
right? He didn't even come out swinging.
I don't
Sauron
always
just kind of waited for everybody else to die, and then he just
Yeah, well, he waited for the
and-
exterminator,
Yeah.
you know, to take out
Yeah.
the insects, right? Like,
Yeah,
Sauron does not get his hands dirty until he needs to.
yeah, he contracted somebody to do his work for him.
Yeah, no, obviously that one got pretty close there at the end. There was a couple of top decks that I had there that
Yeah.
might have let me close out Jan. But when it came down to the turn of who to kill there, because I could have killed either one of you on the turn I took out Maddie.
Makes sense.
The only thing I had in my head was there has to be a way to give that thing trample on your deck.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Well,
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
got
have
skull.
it in my hand, but
Let's go.
Thanks, Jan.
Go.
Anyway, it seemed like that X doubling on top of it. X
that was
doubling
really
crazy.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
I liked this. Did you have anything in hand that you were excited to cast?
No,
Oh, just,
it was that.
just big MPA.
So
Yeah.
that Hydra hit hurt so much, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it kind of came out of
Yeah,
nowhere,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That commander's really powerful because you played the Unbound Flourishing that turn as well, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Right.
But yeah, that was a really. I think I just took a little too much, like so much so that at any point now, like a gust of wind is going to kill me. Yeah. So
You're like
Yeah.
we died to your own rads.
yeah. Plus, I had Mesmeric Orb, you know, the most obnoxious card to play with in the game of Magic. So
So how did you feel about Sauron?
It feels really weird when you're drawing your opening hands because there's like you're either doing things and you're in the game and you're not reanimating, or you're just like holding on to something big and you're like, I'm gonna cast a 7-drop, and they're just like, just kill it. So, but I got milling stuff, and that Ever After was the first payoff card I actually had in my hand. Yeah, so
The only thing I didn't like was the differentiation between the Mesmeric Orb and the Rad counters.
Yes.
I like the Rad counters a lot more because it doesn't interfere with what I do.
yeah, it just adds. Like, we probably added like 5 to 10 minutes in this game,
Yeah.
right? Of just like milling, and then it's like, okay, well, now draw your card, stop, mill again, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's fun. It's the deck can get really powerful. It's better when I have creatures in the early game when people start to like mill, so you can actually just spread out the counters and whatnot. But that's okay.
It was cool.
well, even then,
Yeah, everybody's deck did
without the
something cool.
exterminates, we were all gonna die to that right away.
Yeah, flavorful.
Well, if you want to pick up some flavorful things, you can head down to your local game store and grab Game Genic products. They come in all sorts of flavors, colors, designs, and outfits. So if you want to have the best things for your best things, get them in the new Game Genic Squire Plus. We'd also like to thank our patrons. Those are the folks that are scrolling down beneath us, scrolling to the sides of our heads, and generally helping keep the lights on around here. That's right, you patrons are the folks that make us able to do this. So if you want to join that illustrious group and keep bringing this fantastic content to your eyeballs through the medium of YouTube, after you're done liking and subscribing, head down to patreon.com/thespikefeeders, where for as little as $1, isn't that amazing?
$1.
Isn't that amazing, Phil? We pay for Phil using that money. We pay for the lights using this money. So if you want to keep seeing weekly gameplay,
$1 for the sentence.
if you guys want to keep seeing weekly gameplay, make sure to keep that number up. We really appreciate the help. It helps us do the things we need to do, and we hope you have a great day.